Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association, committed to conservation and careful management of the state's forests to make them more resilient and better habitats for wildlife. ChooseWood.com.
Welcome to St. Louis on the Air. I'm Sarah Fenske. These days, so much of life feels grim, which may be one reason a pair of local musicians have gotten a big response for a relatively simple action, playing the classics as they walk the streets of St. Louis. The band began with just two guys, a teacher and a carpenter, and a video of them walking down an empty street and playing Stand By Me went viral. It earned more than 150,000 likes on Twitter. Let's listen. Now, the two musicians have since become a half dozen. They call themselves the Red and Black Brass Band, and they're visiting more streets in more neighborhoods to give us all a little musical interlude into our days. So, joining us to discuss everybody's favorite new band is the founding member and tuba player, Benjamin Kosberg. Benjamin, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having us.
And we're also joined by trombonist Dominique Burton. Dominique, welcome to the show.
Good morning. How are you?
So, Dominique, what made you two first decide to take to the streets to play music?
Well, the first thing that you have to understand is that we were inside of the house, just cooped up, just not necessarily losing our minds, but we just needed some fresh air. And this was a great way for us to not only get a chance to get some fresh air, but to also do what we love and practice a little bit too. And it was just a great experience overall.
And I understand you guys are roommates, so you were cooped up in that same house.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's true. We lived together over at Tower Grove South area.
So who turned to who first and said, you know what, let's go play in the middle of the street?
Ben turned to me. I had recently just got done doing kind of a practice session myself, and right before I was about to, take a quick nap, he came and knocked on my door and asked, "Hey, you want to go out and play?" And I was like, "Sure," because I was still a little tired, but I was like, I feel like I need this, so yeah.
So this was something you needed. You weren't doing it for fame. You were just out there, kind of working through some of your frustrations. Ben, when did you learn that you'd actually gone viral for this?
We'd actually found out the next day. I was going out to my car to get a few things, and my neighbor actually let us know that the video had gotten posted online. And I think at the time, the one on Twitter was only about up to maybe 20,000 views. And
which is still a lot for Twitter, but
yeah, which it got a lot higher by the end of it. But yeah, no, that was our neighbor actually let us know.
So what do you think people were responding to? I mean, this obviously has gotten this huge reaction. What about this music and walking has people so wound up right now?
Well, I think the reason why we wanted to keep with it, the reason why it kind of meant a lot to us, is that we were trying to reach out to people in our neighborhoods, so kind of people that we're used to seeing walking around, and people that we know are cooped up, and people that we know might be even getting sick, or they might know somebody who's getting sick. And so we were all kind of having the same sort of feeling, so it was important to us to get out there and kind of to share in a community a little bit, sharing that we're not all isolated, completely alone. You can reach out.
So, Dominique, how many days have you guys gone out there since that sort of initial viral blast?
I want to say it's been about a good 3 or 4. It's been about a good 3 or 4 times since we've been out. And, as you said earlier, the band has grown, and it's just been a wonderful experience playing with my frat brothers. So, yeah.
So is everybody who's a member of this band at this point, you guys all go back to the same fraternity?
Yeah, we come from different chapters, so we actually all went to different colleges, or a couple of them went to the same colleges. But we all kind of know each other through the fraternity, and we all kind of we know each other, and we played together in St. Louis area already. So
I feel like you guys, you need to give this fraternity a shout out here. It's clearly the thing that's brought you all together.
Yeah, absolutely. Phi Mu Alpha Symphonia.
Okay. So you've now got these 6 guys. You guys are the trombonist and the tuba player. What else has been added to the mix?
Well, like you said, we have the trombone and the tubist. We've added a trumpet player, bass drum player, who also sings, phenomenal musician, tenor sax / alto sax player, and a snare drum player, and all of them are just wonderful musicians.
This is a great mix. I mean, do you feel like there's any instrument you're missing now where I really would love to have a triangle? What do you want that you don't have?
We definitely use more horns because, probably some more horns.
More horns. Okay. Well, you guys sound great, and we want to give people a snippet of what you're sounding like these days now that you've got all 6 guys. St. Louis Public Radio reporter Chad Davis recently tagged along with you guys. And again, this is the Red and the Black Brass Band. And here you are playing When the Saints Go Marching In. Let's listen as you deliver your homebound neighbors some New Orleans-style brass. And that, of course, is When the Saints Go Marching In by the Red and Black Brass Band. Benjamin, you guys sound like you're just having a blast.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the big parts of all this is that we don't get to see the people that are in our lives every day. And for us, for me and Dominique in particular, we're usually surrounded by musicians, very creative people. So selfishly, we were missing that, and so it seems like we kind of found a way that we could be with our musician family and be safe about it, and also spread a little bit of love.
So tell me how you're being safe about it. People I know right now are just really on edge that maybe people shouldn't even be out there. How do you make sure that you're not adding to the problem of the coronavirus?
One of the things that we kind of got us out there was that we started by starting by being kind of out of the way. So the neighborhoods are fairly empty, so we get to be in the middle of the road. We're away from the people. That we're definitely not encouraging people to come out and gather. Like we've stopped a couple times when we've noticed that maybe people are coming from around the corners. We're not trying to. We're being as cautious as we can. We're keeping our distance when we're playing. We're not practicing. We're not doing these big practices. We're not all. We're just kind of showing up and playing what we can. And
so you want people to listen from their windows if they can, not to even go outside to catch this.
Mm-hmm. I don't think being on your porch would be too big of an issue. But yeah, we don't want people coming up and gathering around and coming from other neighborhoods. We're just kind of playing for the neighborhoods that we're in.
So how are you able to sound so good when you're not able to gather for practice? Are you doing Zoom sessions where you're practicing, or how are you making that work?
No Zoom sessions. It's just me and Ben. We can practice whenever we want because we practice. Well, we stay together, and the other guys are just pretty much so well rounded in this universe of music. That we just can relay the message to each other, tell them what key it is, tell them what particular parts we're looking for, and they can put out the best. Their best interpretation, which just so happens to work with, what we're working with. And it's just about, it's about the chemistry. And that's the magical part about working with these guys, is that we all have great chemistry together.
And I understand now you're getting special requests, even from city officials. Alderwoman Shamim Clark Hubbard asked you to go to her ward. I understand you took her up on that. How did that go?
It was lovely. So far we have yet to have anything other than just an amazing time. That's a big part of it. The city official who reached out was amazing to us. And we did want to put out a call that if there's anyone from maybe a city position or a city official position who would request us to come out, you can find us on our social media pages. So it's the full name on Facebook and Instagram. So the Red and Black Brass Band.
Okay, so
Red
you're
and Black Brass Band, and then on Twitter it's just Red and Black BB.
And so you're taking requests.
What requests we can. We kind of have to play it by ear. We're watching the news with everyone else, seeing what new things are kind of being reported. So,
sure.
But yeah, we'll take as many requests as we can get to. Yeah.
Well, on that note, we actually got an email from a listener just now.
Support comes from Missouri Forest Products Association, committed to sustainable and sound conservation of the state's forests, which support more than 41,000 Missouri jobs, resulting in a $10 billion industry. ChooseWood.com.
Now, Renee says, please come to my block. That's 7400 Pennsylvania. So you can add that to your list of requests you've got. One of our listeners wants to hear you up close and in person.
Fantastic.
So, and for the rest of you, if you want to hear from the Red and Black Brass Band, you can find them on Facebook and on Twitter, and they are taking location requests, especially if city officials get involved in making them. So, Benjamin Kosberg, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And Dominique Burton, thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you for having us.
And that, again, is the Red and Black Brass Band. And we want to go out of the show with a little more of your music. And this is a newer version of Stand By Me. It's got the whole 6-member band. It was captured on the street by St. Louis Public Radio's Chad Davis. And Monday on St. Louis on the Air, we'll talk to 2 aspiring politicians about just how hard it is to run for office in the age of coronavirus. We'll also explore strategies for working at home without losing your mind or jumping down your partner's throat. Is it maybe too late for that? Podcast episodes of St. Louis on the Air are available at stlpublicradio.org, or you can subscribe for free wherever you get your podcasts. St. Louis on the Air is produced by Evie Hemphill and Lara Hampton, with production assistance from Aaron Dorr, Charlie McDonald, and Joshua Phelps. The senior producer is Emily Woodbury. The executive producer is Alex Hoyer. St. Louis on the Air is a production of St. Louis Public Radio. That's 90.7 KWMU. Thank you for listening. I'm Sarah Fenske.
St. Louis Public Radio's The Gateway gives you the day's news first thing every weekday morning. From the ever-evolving relationship between St. Louis City and County to developments in the Missouri and Illinois state capitals and reports from our correspondents in Rolla and the Metro East. We put it all in a roughly 10-minute package with clarity and context. Download The Gateway wherever you get podcasts.